Okay, we are live. We started the recording, and I'm really excited and happy to welcome all of you here coming to the new Bold and Visible Masterclass. So, who is ready to start? Let's start using all functionalities and type in the chat for me one if you are ready. Okay, let me check it if it's working. And we will go straight away to delivering. Just 1 second. Okay, I'm typing something just to make sure that everyone sees it. Yes, I typed ready. Who is ready? Can someone see? Do you see my chat or you don't see it? So somewhere on your screen you shall have chat. Okay, so we will not use the chat. I will be asking you to raise hands to show me that you are here and you're connecting, because we're not going to waste time about it. I want to go straight away into the topic of today's masterclass. Is the 3 keys. I see a hands up. Does it mean that we have a chat? Okay, we start, we move forward, whatever there is with the technology, we will be able to handle it in the classical, innovative, or traditional ways. So first, I want to start with this story that I shared very briefly in our community, and it's so fresh. There is no coincidences. Things happen for reasons. Exactly 2 days ago, I read the social media post of a coach and mentor that I really respect, and I've been following him. I have even worked with him. I attended some of his workshops and deep work, and what he shared really shook me. He shared very vulnerably, very openly, and it wasn't the first time. He's an expert in public speaking, he's an expert in selling from stage, and he's been in his business for more than 15 years. And what he said is that this year he hit rock bottom. He went through very hard crisis, very deep frustration, even depression, because he realized that he has been asking all the wrong questions. He has been asking the questions: how do I make my business work? What shall I do to make more money? So let me ask you, haven't you been asking yourself these questions? I have been asking myself, right? So if you resonate with that, raise your hand. And while he was focused on making money, making things work, building up his career, creating his influence and impact, he wasn't feeling complete. He wasn't feeling fulfilled. He wasn't feeling true to himself. And he went to a concert of one of his favorite bands. And while being in this concert, he just had this huge realization. He realized that actually the question he had to ask instead was, what life do I want to live? And this one question, being immersed in this amazing supportive atmosphere that made him feel totally vibrant and connecting with the joy and connecting with the creativity, he got this full clarity, full courage, and full momentum to realign his priorities just 2 days ago. And he shared that he commits to start pursuing his passion. He commits to start focusing on his art and creativity and turn everything else around it. He decided to become an artist, to become a musician, and tailor his coaching and mentorship around it. And for me, this is a pure leadership in action. And I was so excited reading that I had chills, because this is so much aligned with the topic of today's masterclass. Seeing how this established person decided to choose the clarity, the confidence, and take this really bold action, even when everything feels so scary, because this is a total 180 degrees shift for him. So this is exactly what we're going to explore today. I'm not going to ask you to abandon your careers and to change totally your life, but I will ask you to focus on the few things, on the 3 key principles that I'm going to share with, and see how you can take the most out of it. So let me start using this software. The first key, just one moment. is we're going to focus. Do you see it? Let me see if you see it. Okay. A simple way to show up authentically. Let me just mute here so that we can continue focusing. The first key is a simple way to show up authentically without overwhelm. The second key that I'm going to share with you is it is on the screen and I hope you see it is a powerful framework for aligning decisions with your vision. And the third key is, you see it, right? A blueprint for taking bold, aligned action towards your goals. So let me ask you now, let me stop sharing that to not have any distractions. Let me ask you, first connect with yourself and check what is one area of your life where you would really like to show up more boldly. And you can have a look at the main areas of your life that are for the moment important to you, because we have so many things. We have children, some of us have children, we have relationship, either partnership, romantic partnership, or with business partners. We have career, we have health, we have home, we have travel, we may have joy, we may have impact. What is one area of your life where you would really like to show up more boldly? And if you can use the chat, I think it's possible because I see something bumping here. Yes, use the chat, and if you feel okay, share with us what is this one area. And I ask you to share it because this is how we also keep accountability. You share, you state something, and then you stick, you hold onto your word. And if you prefer to take a moment to reflect, of course, you can do it and you can continue this reflection. You make it deeper after that. Okay, so let me see if someone wants to share. Okay, so this is helping us now make the transition straight to the visibility. How can you show up to the first key? How can you show up with authenticity in this very important area of your life? I see a career, I see financial freedom, health, really very important. Thank you so much for sharing. So, if you're ready to move exploring this first key, authentic visibility or showing up with authenticity, type in the chat too. And we will dive into that. And we even have a banner to share. Here it is, the banner to remind us. When we talk about visibility, it is important to know that it's not just about being seen. Visibility is, the word says it, being seen. But when we talk about visibility in leadership, or visibility in our career, visibility in our financial domains, visibility when it comes to health, standing up for ourselves, it's about being seen authentically. So let's think about this. When was the last time that you showed up fully as yourself, without any filters, without holding back? This is a big question, a deep question, and sometimes it's not really pleasant to think about that, especially when we have not been showing up fully as who we are. But it is an important question because everything change starts with self-awareness, and it could be really a very vulnerable space. So talking about vulnerability, here are a couple of sounds drops in. You must have heard or might have heard about Dr. Brené Brown and her research of vulnerability. It shows that authentic connection builds trust much faster than any perfectly polished presentation or expression. In a similar way, another research by Dr. Paul Zak highlights that authentic connection can increase trust and even improve performance in teams and peer communities. And people don't connect with perfection, they connect with truth. So now I would like to ask you, to reflect on your leadership in your communities, in your businesses, in your career, as well as on your self leadership. Self leadership, when we talk about health, was already shared in the chat, or personal relationship. What is one part of your authentic story that you have hesitated to share? What is situation that you might have chosen to not be truly authentic or truly expressing yourself as who you are? Take a moment to reflect. And if you feel like sharing, you can do that. But most important is to do it for yourself, to take a moment and reflect. What is a moment or a situation when I haven't been showing up for myself, or when is the last time when you showed up fully for yourself? Maybe you spoke your truth, your voice, you make sure that your voice were heard, you didn't hold back, you didn't put any filters, you were your authentic self. Maybe you were vulnerable, maybe you were open in an uncomfortable situation. Take notes for yourself or type in the chat. And let me see if there is anything in the chat. Okay. So I want to share with you one short story from my personal experience. I had a client some years ago who hesitated to post about her personal story, a story of failure as well as story of inspiration. She was so afraid that it would hurt her credibility because she was an already established professional. So we used an approach to check how this is going um, to reflect. This is how it's going to impact her community, and she decided to go for it, and she really shared it, she posted it, and then the response was truly overwhelming. She started receiving messages and comments on social media, and it's something that I believe might have happened with you in different environments. It happened to me too a couple of years ago when I was making my first steps in being visible on social media. I remember I posted a very vulnerable video. It was in a private community, but quite big community. And I felt very, very raw. I felt naked. And then I watched the replay. I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like how I sounded. And I was just about to press the delete button. And this very moment, I received a message, and someone told me, Iskra, you just saved my life. Like, this was so shocking for me. It was such a surprise, but it made me realize that the authenticity, showing up the way we are, telling our story, might help exactly one person, and it is enough to be able there to be in a position to share and to support someone who needs to hear this very message right away. So being authentic actually amplifies our visibility, because it's one thing to come out and post a video or create a post which is pre-written, which is pre-designed or premeditated, and it's a different story when you come out and you share yourself the way this coach I mentioned in the beginning told his story, which really, really touched me deeply. And when you show up as who you truly are, you, as I already said, are able to create this trust, to build the connections, and to truly lead powerfully, to guide the people who follow you and who resonate with you. So now I want us to go into the next key, and let me know if you're ready. And let me see if this chat works. If you're ready, type 3 in the chat. And maybe I will see it, maybe not, because I remember that we had some chat messages. Now I don't see them, but that's okay. Okay, so this is here. Okay, So we said that we're raising hands if we're ready to move forward, right? With the key, with the second key. So the second key is about aligning our decisions with directions. And here I want to share with you, some of you are already familiar because you've been in some trainings with me, you have been through the Rise and Lead quest that very deeply explores it. I want to share with you the vector of intention tool. So it is about creating alignment. It is alignment in the leadership. It's about making aligned decisions, and it requires from time to time to make a pause and to check whether our decisions are truly aligned with our long-term vision. The vector of intention is inspired by my practice in martial arts and by the particular principle of yi, which means heart-centered focus. And it combines these three essential elements: the mind, which is about clarity, about your purpose and direction; the heart, your emotional commitment that fuels your motivation; and the intuition. The intuition is your grounded awareness that keeps you steady and connected. And let me see, does some of you have any experience with martial arts? Yes or no? Now, with any mindfulness or Eastern practices like any other martial arts? Yeah, mindfulness. Great. So, coming back to the mind, the heart, and the intuition, when we have these three elements aligned, your decisions become intentional and powerful. And it's not about doing anything that comes to your mind, it's about doing the things that matter the most. And the vector of intention is about aligning the three centers and sending creating a line of energy, an intention for the future goals. It helps you to make decisions that are both clear as well as connected with your and supportive to your long-term vision. In the full Rise and Lead quest, we use this framework in detail, and even we use it as a therapeutic tool for those of you who went through the process. I don't know whether you managed to watch the bonus session with the client to the training. And if you want to go through the process again for free, you can do that. We start again on the 3rd of December. And also this will be one of the monthly processes that I will be doing for the members of the annual membership Rise and Lead that I will be talking a bit later. So here a very short story before we move for the next to the next key. There is one expert, a leader that I work with, and she was torn about launching her new project. We had to reframe her intention, and she realized that actually this project didn't align with her bigger vision, and also it didn't really feel aligned with her values. So she had to pivot to something that was more aligned, and within a couple of weeks she was really back into momentum. And this made some big changes also in her personal life, because when she wasn't feeling aligned, she wasn't feeling herself, and all her personal important relationships were suffering, particularly the relationship with her son. So now I want to ask you something. Take a moment and think about one decision that you are currently facing, something important before you. Maybe you're thinking about starting something new in the beginning of next year. Maybe you're thinking about some important steps to take to close this year at a good level. How aligned are you feeling with this decision? Do you have all the information? Do you have all these elements, the mind, the heart, and your intuition working together so that you feel that you are making the right steps? Take a moment, take a note, and just remember these three questions. Does this align with my values? This is the mind speaking, my values and my priorities. The second question, does this excite or energize me? Here is about the alignment with the heart. And the third element to check is, does this feel right intuitively? When you get clarity on these three elements, this helps you create more focus and prevents you from the overwhelm of scattered priorities. Okay. And now let's see if we're ready to move to the next key after you finish your journaling. Thank you. Okay, I see that you can use the reactions, so you can give me thumbs up. So the third key is taking bold action. Clarity, confidence, momentum. Let me see if we can use this. Okay, key 3. Yeah. And bold action doesn't mean jumping off cliffs. Even sometimes we need to do that, or even sometimes taking certain actions actually feels like jumping off cliffs. It means taking small intentional steps that build momentum. And here is something that I believe all of you would agree with me. Action creates clarity and confidence. The more you act, the more confident you become, and the easier it is to stay aligned with your goals. I remember a participant in one of my programs shared how she felt stuck about raising her prices. And what was her bold action? She raised them by 30%. And it felt so scary and it felt so uncomfortable. But actually, taking this small step gave her the real confidence to raise her prices again. And then she doubled them. And today she's working with clients who really value her and her worth. And here is the blueprint for bold action that I would like you to try to use this coming week. First, get clear. Identify one priority for the week. Then break it into small, manageable steps and create the momentum for change. Take the step and really get yourself into action and celebrate your progress. So, here we have the 3 C's: clarity, identify one priority about something that is really doable so you don't have to postpone it. Then build your confidence, break it into small actionable steps that you can manage, and then create the change. Take actually the step forward and celebrate your progress. So take a moment and write in your journals, what is one bold action that you can take this week? Not many, just one. Because I know that sometimes when we start working on our to-do lists, just merely writing them down can create this huge overwhelm. So try to stay focused. Maybe work in the area that you chose in the beginning of the session and see what is one bold action that would really make a change, will change the needle for you. And this is how actually a momentum is built, one step at a time. In the Rise and Lead quest, we explore exactly going through this cycle using the 5C framework. First, we celebrate ourselves, raising our vibration, feeling strong and empowered. Then we work with clarity, we build the confidence, we create change, and we stay committed to our work. So let's recap what we covered today. The 3 keys to bold leadership are visibility, alignment, and bold action. By visibility, we mean showing up authentically to create deep trust and connection. When we talk about alignment, we use the vector of intention to align our decisions with our long-term vision as well as with our three centers so that we stay authentic to ourselves. And third is the bold action blueprint, building clarity, confidence, and momentum one step at a time. And these tools are just the beginning. The real transformation, I'm sure that you know that, happens when you apply them with intention, with structure, and with support. And that's why I created the Rise and Lead 3-day quest. It is a next level version of a previous process that I have been running for a couple of years. So the Rise and Lead 3-day quest is free, it's powerful, and it's happening starting December 3rd. Together, we will explore the full vector of intention framework. We will use the 5C process to build sustainable leadership habits, and you will be able to work alongside a supportive private community. This process is taking place in a brand new community, which is the hub or the house of an annual membership, the Rise and Lead membership. But for you to go through this process, you will have 7-day free trial, and then you may decide whether to continue or not with the membership. And if you decide now to join the full 12-month journey, before the quest begins, you will get some very special bonuses, like a private clarity session with me and a premium listing in the expert directory. Some of you may have heard me talking about the expert directory, and I'm really happy to say that, Catherine, you will be the first one to have yourself listed in the expert directory. I invested in a platform. It's called okay, it doesn't matter what it's called, but it is built for listings with different categories, and there are different levels of exposure. So it's something that is happening automatically. So when you join now, before the quest begins, you have you have these bonuses. I'm going to share them now very quickly, and then we will open the space for Q&As, because I really want us to see whether there are some things that need to be clarified or not. But before going that, okay, now I see the chat. Everything is available here. Okay, so let me share with you what is this very special offer, because it's only happening. Okay, I'm skipping this. If you option. Let me just. Now, I hope this is open the stage for any questions that are both related to the topic that we covered, to the three keys for visibility and leadership, as well as to the membership, the 3-day quest, and anything else that you feel needs clarification. So let me just take a breath. And before opening the Q&A session, I want to check for yourself and tell me, maybe write down for yourself or share it in the chat. What is one takeaway from the session today? Was there something, some of the stories, or some of the key elements, the key secrets for visibility and success that made you have a look at the things? How are you doing things? How are you moving forward? Was there something that brought some takeaway or aha moment for you? And if you want to share it, I can also give you the microphone and you can share it here. Yes, please. Can you unmute yourself? Let me just see. Yes.
Hi, everybody. So I was really impressed and shocked about the story of your coach, and I resonate with what he was, his feelings. Okay, um, yeah. Sometimes you do something thinking that that is the right thing for you, then it just like you know come on your face and say, no, that's not really what you want. There is something else that you need to do first, or look after, and then after you can carry on with what you want. But it must be, um, for me, I had the haha moment on Sunday, and I felt like, oh, a release. I shared a little bit of it, that I was like blocked by shame and pain of something that happened like 12 years ago. So it was like I was doing everything that I thought that was the right thing to do, and but then I found out that uh, really that's not that's not the right thing. And when you recognize and um, be vulnerable and put your feelings straight, in this case, recognizing the shame and the pain that has been holding me back, it it felt like being really something great has been released, and
Mm.
and you know now I feel so much better, and I have more clarity about what I need to do and how I need to do it. First
Mm.
of all, even um, it is about me first of all. If I am not clear with myself and I don't feel comfortable, it will reflect, and it will not be of any good, neither to me or anybody else. So it's very important to have clarity of where you stand and what you really want to um, give. It's a gift, right, to others.
Yeah.
And at the same
Beautiful.
time, it's your own gift that you are
Yes.
releasing.
Very beautiful, very powerful. Let me just because I think it's coming back from you. Yeah, and I really want to congratulate you for stepping into the membership. You're the first person, and you're getting all the bonuses, and it really shows that you are walking your talk, you're taking action, you are committed to your growth. All the work that we have been doing, I just see the continuous growth and expansion in your personal life and in your work. So congratulations, Catherine. I'm really happy that you will be together. We will be working together in the membership, because we all know that changes take time. They don't happen overnight, and if something happens overnight, then it needs to be sustained, and we know that habits take between 18 and 288 days, in some situations even longer. So being in the safe space, being following accountability processes, building brick by brick the processes, the foundation is actually the key. And having, of course, the supportive environment of other people who are sharing similar aspirations. This is actually why I chose to create this separate space, because I know that doing this deep inner work requires exactly what we were talking today: being vulnerable, being authentic. And I felt that it's safer to do it in another space, different from the free show up community, because I could have hosted it there. I could have given you private access to all the training and to all the sessions. But the sharing, the deep sharing, the vulnerable sharing, I feel that it needs to be in another space, so you feel totally open and present for your own journey, for the breakthroughs, breakdowns, growing ups, and do it without holding back. So congratulations, and I'm happy that you are starting this, and it's going to be an incredible journey, especially with the next level visibility, with the directory, and with all the other opportunities for hosting sessions for other community members. So I'm really excited about it. So is there someone else who wants to share about today's takeaways, or maybe you have some questions? Feel free to raise your hand, and then I will unmute you. Okay, so to not waste the time, if anybody has any questions to me regarding the free Rise and Lead quest, or regarding the membership, feel free to reach out to me. Let me just change the format. I'm sorry. I see a hand up. So please, Sumru, unmute yourself. Can you do it, or you want me to try to unmute you? Let's see. So I think the microphone is muted on your side, because here for me it shows that you are unmuted. Yeah. You have to maybe open the mic on your side. I cannot unmute it, because for me, I have unmuted you here, but something is wrong there with you. Maybe, do you have headphones to plug them in or not? And also, if this doesn't work, maybe you can step out and come back again. We are here, so the session is not going to finish. You can try that. Sometimes it happens. It works like that. Yeah. Okay, and I hope that you will be able to come back. So let's wait a moment for her to rejoin, and then we will I will share the little presentation about the membership in the community, and this video will also be shared there as a replay. In the community, I will give you access if you need to watch it again. And I would love for you to share in the Show Up community how was your experience, and what are the new thoughts, and all the questions that we had, all the little work that we did, so that you really connect with it, commit with it. And as I said, the personal and the public accountability are very important. Personal accountability, we can tell, we can promise ourselves, we can start doing things, but it's a different thing when we have someone watching us and being there for us, holding our hand, and hugging us, and being there to remind us, you promised to do that, or you said you will do that, what's going on. Yeah. So Let's see. Hopefully, Sumro is going to join. And let me see what is happening with this chat. I I saw the full thing before. Okay. So the chat has been coming privately to me. I see that. And I see people were asking questions. So was it really you couldn't hear me while I was sharing my screen? Really you didn't hear anything? Oh my goodness. So this is not good. So the thing that I shared was actually the presentation of the offer, which means that you have no idea what I was talking about. So I will make a new video. So this was a good learning point. And I see that there was also a question, what was the second key? So when I share the video, I will share a little description. Okay, so let's not waste more time. Maybe something happened with the tech, with Sumro. Thank you so much for being here today. If you want, you can unmute yourself just to say hello, to say goodbye, and I will record this part with the presentation of the offer. I will share it with you, and maybe this is a good lesson for me using this platform next time to create a video and import it, because actually there is this functionality and I haven't thought that we would have these problems. Now I know, and this is how we are going to do it. Sumro just joined. Let's see what she will say. Yeah, I guess Sumro will say that you didn't hear anything of the presentation, because I just understood that while I was presenting the slide, you heard nothing.
But can you hear me now?
I'm sorry?
Can you hear me now?
We hear you, yes.
Yeah, I didn't know I have to adjust the settings for audio video at the beginning. That's why I was not so you know I wasn't audio.
So, do you have a question for me?
Yeah, I couldn't catch up the second key. It was too quick, and I had question with the what was the second key?
So, this is the second key. Use the vector of intention to align your decisions with your direction without getting overwhelmed. So, this is actually about using the vector of intention, creating this alignment between the mind, the heart, and the intuition, and connecting also with your vision, with your goal, so that everything you do feels aligned, feels simple, feels authentic for you. So this
Yeah.
is the second. This is the tool that we have used in the Rise and Lead quest, and I practically personally use it, have been using this approach for many years, because I like to implement the things that I learn. So I've taken it as a tool in my martial art practices, and then I started using it in my business and in my work as well.
Yeah, it was actually my takeaway from your presentation. I didn't catch up. You know, when I was taking the notes, I didn't look at the screen to see the key too. But it was my takeaway from your presentation, because I like the question you just asked for. To check your alignment. And I like the idea that your mind, your heart, and your intuition creates an aligned energy. I like that concept.
Yes, and it's very interesting that there are different applications of this concept. I have seen it in the Heart Math Institute. They talk about this synchronization, but this is very ancient. It's coming from the arts, and people didn't. People use it to actually move through life as well as move into their practices. In this heart aligned intention, heart focused, receiving information from the world as well as channeling their power within and moving in life, this total alignment. And all the details are in the training, in the Rise and Lead quest. So if you want to go through it again, Sumru, you're more than welcome. Girgana, also, if you want to join it. I mean, this is again free and it will take place in the new community. But I believe that these are really simple yet powerful tools. And when we make them in, add them out to our daily practice, things start shifting. We start seeing changes, really, actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you're most welcome. I don't know whether you were here when I said that I would love for all of you, whoever took something away, something valuable, to share in the Show Up community. And I understood that there was a problem. You didn't hear me while I was presenting the invitation to the annual membership because it's limited time. I'm going to create another video and share it with you. Okay? Thank you so much, everyone. And I will see you around. I will see you in the community. I really appreciate you being here. Much love. Until soon. Bye.